I was refused service at a luxury restaurant because of my appearance. Little did they know I own the entire building. The hostess looked me up and down with a smirk and said, "Sorry, we're fully booked, Perrin," while I watched her seat 3 walk-ins who arrived after me. I never intended to use my position as their landlord. I genuinely wanted to experience the restaurant like any other customer before deciding whether to extend their soon expiring 5-year lease. I had spent the morning at a community clinic event in my old neighborhood Pernt, the one I grew up in before building my real estate company. I was wearing jeans with a small tier work boots and a faded t-shirt. My hands were still slightly stained from painting a community center. I looked working class, not wealthy when I arrived at Maison Le McClashin for my 7:30 reservation. The hostess parent Crystal adorned name tag reading Brittany Purty. Purton gave me a once-over that felt like an inspection I had failed. "Do you have a reservation?" she asked in a tone suggesting she already knew the answer. "Yes, under Richards," I replied, maintaining my smile. She made a show of scrolling through her tablet. "I don't see reservation under that name. Are you sure it's for today?" I showed her the confirmation email on my phone. She frowned, then said, "Let me see what I can do," before walking away. For the next 45 minutes I waited patiently while watching Brittany seat multiple parties who arrived after me. When families in designer clothes entered, they were greeted warmly and seated immediately. When a celebrity chef I recognized walked in, Brittany practically curtsied. "Excuse me, I've been waiting for 45 minutes. Is there a problem with my reservation?" She didn't even look up. "We're very busy. Please wait until someone can assist you." 5 minutes later, a family in golf attire walked in without a reservation and was immediately escorted to a table. That's when I knew. This wasn't about reservations or capacity. This was about my paint-stained hands and worn jeans I left without making a scene. But I was seething not just for myself, but for every person who has ever been judged by their appearance rather than their character. Most people in my position would write a bad review or complain to management, but I had a unique opportunity to deliver a more meaningful lesson. The following evening, I returned to Maison Le McClashin, this time in a tailored suit, my Ainso visible, my driver waiting outside. Brittany's eyes widened slightly as she recognized me despite the wardrobe change. "Good evening," I said pleasantly. "Table for one?" "Oh, of course, sir," she stammered, grabbing a menu right this way. I stopped her. "Actually, before we proceed, could you tell me if the owner is available?" Thomas Berenger, I believe, now visibly nervous. She nodded and disappeared into the back moments. Later, a well-dressed man approached with an ingratiating smile. "Mr. Richards, what a pleasure. Brittany mentioned you were asking for me. How can I help you?" "Well, Thomas, I own this building. As you know, I am here because your lease expires next month." His smile faltered. "Yes, we've been meaning to contact you about renewal. We've had a very successful run and I visited yesterday," I interrupted calmly. I was in work clothes. "Your hostess refused to seat me despite my reservation while serving multiple walk-ins who were better dressed." The color drained from his face. "There must be some mistake. We would never." I waited 45 minutes while being treated like an inconvenience. "Your staff made assumptions based solely on my appearance." Brittany was now frozen in place. Menu clutched to her chest. "Mr. Richards, please," Thomas began. "Whatever happened, I assure you. I've made my decision about the lease," I said, handing him an envelope. "This notice gives you 30 days to vacate as per our agreement." The restaurant fell silent as nearby diners realized something significant was happening. "You can't be serious," Thomas whispered over one misunderstanding. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a revelation of character, and yours and your establishment's a restaurant that judges people by their clothes rather than their reservation doesn't deserve this location. I turned to leave, then paused. "Oh, and Brittany, the community center I was painting yesterday, it provides career training for people who've been discriminated against in the service industry. They might be able to help you with your job search. The building won't remain empty long next month. A promising chef from my old neighborhood is opening her first restaurant, Pair One, where reservations are honored regardless of what you are wearing. Sometimes respect isn't just about common decency. Sometimes it's good business sense too."